Hello everyone, it's Modified Darvas Box MDB and it's 11:49 a.m. here on Saturday, December 2nd. And yep, I'm now more of a weekend poster just because I'm trying to stay off Twitter and social media. I've made it a point to do that, but I still keep track of everything, post my charts, and I decided to do a video today. And I swear this one will be 30 minutes. I'll keep it short and sweet. I cleaned up some of the charts before turning on the video, so that will help us speed through this. All right, let's get into what's happened. We know we're in a strong uptrend, but as we get into the charts, we see some rumblings here, especially on sentiment, that maybe things are going to change a little bit here, maybe a pullback, maybe cool off a little. It's been a wonderful month. Yeah, everybody should be banking, but at this point, maybe now we got to start thinking of how to protect those gains, because sometimes it's easy to make them, but then if we forget about protecting them, they get easy come, easy go. So uh, let's take a look at the charts, and you'll see maybe some things which I'm talking about here. So if you've never watched one of my videos before, my system is based on the book How I Made $2 Million in the Market by Darvas. It's a heck of a great book. I recommend you read it. I've got 6 chart lists here on the side that I put my stocks, and I'm constantly moving them around between lists. And on my charts here, I use lots of colors to determine various signals. So trade by color. It can be very helpful at times. So this first one, AMZ, keeps going up. This is oil and gas MLPs. I own some of these in my income portfolio. It's awesome when you pay dividends and it goes up. Let me tell you, I just love that. ARC, we know, if ARC's making money, then everyone's making money. Yellow bar buy signal here, and it's moving up, but will that continue? I don't know. But hopefully the ARC people bail out with their gains before it goes away. Oil going sideways. Here, the NASDAQ. This is what I put a few charts on Twitter and stock twits, and this is what I'm seeing here. A blue bar signal here. So, again, colors can mean different things, but many times a pullback will happen after that type of signal. And like here's a great example right here. You get a signal and pullback. Signal and then an immediate next week pullback. Now granted it then started going back up again, but it's a sign of excess optimism. Like everyone who's finally been waiting on the sidelines to buy finally went into their brokerage accounts and bought. Like maybe the bears or late bulls saw this 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks uptrend. Finally they couldn't take the pressure, and they finally called their advisor, or they finally logged in their account and they said, buy. Well, guess what happens when the people who have been waiting finally jump in? That's when they get fucked. Pardon my expression. But that's when pullbacks occur, and the chasers get punished. That's something which I think most people are aware of. If you're late to a trend, there's a tendency you get punished. Ethereum this here, light gray, that's called an inside week. So honestly, when you see one of these, just put lines across the top and the bottom, and then whichever one's trigger, that's a potential trade you can take if you're that type of trader. I prefer to buy when it's coming out of formations, box formations like there. Now, I did not buy Ethereum, but I did buy Bitcoin, which I'll show you in a sec. But Ethereum has a signal here. It's sort of an indecision. If you really were thinking of taking profits, take profits somewhere here along the bottom of this bar, if it goes there. That's how trading works. Signal, and then you act on the signal. But you gotta, since this is a weekly chart, you gotta let the week close in order to have a valid signal. And then you decide what to do after the signal. You can trade during the signal, but sometimes it's better to wait until after to see what the market's reaction is. because you might get a signal and then an immediate negative feedback, and that's not good, because the whole point of this is to see signals and make money and not to lose money. Whatever you do, don't lose money. Let's see what's going on. The FFTY, this is a proxy for growth stocks. Yellow bar buy signal, but it's like, come on guys, where have you been? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's been 5 weeks and only now you're signaling? That's late. That's tail end Charlie. Chasers get punished. China going down. Who cares about them? Here we go. Crypto, Bitcoin. So I'm long right in here, and it's moving up, and that looks very bullish. More bullish than Ethereum at the moment. Knock on wood. Gold, GLD had a box breakout right there. Textbook per the Darvas books. That's very bullish. And when you combine that, I own some gold here. I own it in a different thing. I own it down here, but gold is very bullish. There's some weird macro stuff going on, which honestly I don't quite understand, but that's my hedges for it, and I may be adding to that. Junk bonds, yeah, like I posted, that's a nice confirmation. Junk is very sensitive to economic conditions, so it's always good to pay attention to that. What is this? Oh yeah, software index. Of course, this should be a leader. Yellow bar buy signal, and then boom, 5-week uptrend. Red hot. Housing, yellow bar buy signal, uptrend. Look at that. It's back to, is that a new high? Yeah, just about a new high. Amazing with the interest rates being the way they are for mortgages. People are still buying houses, I guess. But you see, I was able to tell that we were on the verge of a really strong new bull market because these yellow bar buy signals, which I've coded yellow, were showing up everywhere. They're showing up all over the place. Yellow, yellow, yellow. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the market talking to me, talking to us. Market's trying to tell us something here. Now, you may look at it on your chart, it was just an ordinary bar, but maybe you want to go back into your chart programs and see if any, what was different about that week versus others. And no, I'm not going to tell you how I do it. The secret's going to take him to the grave. Let's see here. IWM going sideways. If people talk about the IWM, turn it off. Close your ears. This is a nothing burger. Move on. Healthcare, nothing there. And you see, I like to go through charts fast because I'm looking for signals over here on the right side. You should go through charts fast. Don't stop and smell the roses. Just burn through, because signals, really good signals, are obvious. They are so obvious it hurts. Here's gold. I bought this one, Fizz. I bought right in there. And I'm up on that one, which is amazing because normally I lose money on commodity type stuff. QQQs. Yeah, I posted on Twitter about this. Yeah, you got a box breakout here, but what the hell's missing? Volume. There's no volume here. Where did the big boys go? Why aren't they buying? That makes the rally suspect, in my opinion. Sure, you can go up. You can push prices around, but is it going to stick? If you got no volume, well, what happens on a bad week? Well, this is what happens. Doink! And we come back down somewhere in here, maybe to that moving average level, somewhere in there. Because if we extend the moving average, maybe right there. Maybe that's where it's going to go down to. When at its bottom. But, I don't know. It's just thinking about it out loud. The other thing is, on a textbook Darvas box breakout pattern, we have week 1, week 2, week 3. If the sucker's going to fail, it has a tendency to fail in week 4. So count off the weeks. No volume going on week 4. Yeah, I'm pessimistic. But remember, I've been doing this for like 25 years, so I've seen a lot of failure patterns. Yeah, RSP, that one's going good. All right, we got to pick up the pace here. I want this to be 30 minutes. The shy short-term treasuries, look at that, starting to get a bid. Yellow bar signal, moving up. Some people might just put all their money in twos, That's probably going to do well. Um, Here we go. Semiconductors. Again, where you got a box breakout up here. Where'd the volume go? I thought the economy needs semiconductors. I guess not. Borderline week 4. Guess what's going to be a pullback. So, see, this is how I can tell. I can tell this crap just by looking at this. When you have structure in your charts, you then can see structure and patterns, which maybe you can't see using other stuff. I'm a failed CanSlim investor. I love William O'Neill. I love the Investor's Business Daily method, but I cannot practice it and make big money in terms of reality. I just stink at it because I can't see the chart patterns. That's why I switched to a Darvas and I developed my own system, and now I make plenty of money. So that's how you got to find your own system. But take the principles, the best stuff out of everything, and then use it for your own purposes. Sentiment, T2106. Yep, getting a hot zone. More indications of a pullback. This one doesn't really show any signs, but this one, T2108, yeah, up here near the highs. All you gotta do is compare to the past. Yeah, odds of a pullback are getting higher. And sentiment. I pulled out this, since we're talking sentiment. The NAM exposure index came in at 81. That's high, but do we know it's high on a relative basis? We do when you download the file and do the work, and then you can see the last time it was higher was July 26th when it hit an absurd 101. I mean, that's just absurd. 101 really? But this is the highest reading since then, and our other indicators tell us that the market's hot, so odds of a pullback. Prepare. Does not mean you need to sell everything. All you gotta do is just be prepared. Oh crap, if my stock is gonna pull back, I'll sell it if it hits X. Protect those gains, Don't give them all back because you were prepared. What I do is I'll just put stops in or alerts. Like if it hits here, I'm out. That's it. You don't even need to put a hard stop in, just use text messages. Tan, this is a pile of trash. Solar, avoid it. TLTs, this is bonds. See, it came right back to that level right there. So yeah, why wouldn't it pull back? Uranium, box breakout, but where's the volume? And that could pull back too. Where's the volume all of a sudden? VIX, inside week. You could buy call. Here's a trade for you. Buy call options on the VIX if it triggers the top of this inside week bar. If it hits that top trigger, and it's only got to do it this next upcoming week. If it hits that, buy your calls, and I bet you'll make good money. No, nothing there. Nothing there. I mean, you see like XLF. Yeah, it's had a great 5 weeks, but it's still inside its Darvas box. It's not a new uptrend. It's just a nice little bump. It's healing, but you wouldn't be buying that. But don't waste your time. You want the stuff breaking out to new highs. So let's get into list 2, AMD, and you'll see this. These are textbook breakouts. Breakout out of the box, and now uptrend. Sure, you could have bought AMD. You could have bought ANET. Here's one. Broadcom, and notice this. Look at this pullback here in Broadcom. Now this is still technically an uptrend, but you had a signal right here. That's called an inverse hammer or a shooter bar signal. And if you really took that one seriously, maybe you had a position, you might have been selling when it hit the low of it. But if you didn't sell, it's still in an uptrend, but I'd be a little nervous because look at the size of that volume. So that just flows through to the semiconductors, the SMH, Now we know why it wasn't taking off, because stuff like Broadcom was getting sold. CCJ, I do own this one. I'm only up like 10% or so, so I'll probably put a hard stop in here somewhere down in this range, because I want to protect that. I mean, 5 weeks to make 10%, it's not a lot. In a strong bull market, that's not very much. But every trade, if a trade is profitable, it's a good trade. Dash, I'm long this one. It's moving higher, but there's a blue bar signal, so I'm a little wary of it. But I like Dash on the big picture. Go to a monthly chart. It's had a box breakout here on the monthly chart. Big volume there, so I love the pattern. That's a textbook pattern on a monthly. So I think Dash has a very bright future. Might take a little bit of time, but I'm willing to sit for a long time on something that's textbook setup and doesn't fall below my cost. If you're prepared to sit, you can make so much more money than actively trading. This one, textbook. All these ones are pretty much textbook. This is a new one. Huge breakout on ESTC, but there would have been no reason to have owned it up until then, so let it settle down. This is just shorts getting crisper, roasted. So, leave that, What would I be buying this? It'd be like, yeah, but it's so late, What am I supposed to do? Yeah, I could have bought anywhere in here, and I'd be dancing, going, yeah, got something. But I wanted to own it when it was at 75 or 8, down here. So just a hard one. In the last few weeks, why should you have bought ESTC? Unless you did a lot of research on it. Otherwise, just see it and let it go. But maybe it'll build a base or something for a future trade a couple months from now. Now that's worth tracking it. Ethereum, we know about that. Fro, still an uptrend, but see it give a pink bar signal. Pink bar is to pay attention. Yeah, if you weren't paying attention, you just lost 10% off the top. But I still keep an eye on this one, and it's still technically an uptrend. And there's Bitcoin. Geo, uptrend, moving higher. ML, I own this one. Nice box breakout here, moving higher. I'm up real nicely on this one. I bought this at 16. That's a double and almost double again, but knock on wood, just leave it alone. Path, big box breakout, but again, why on earth would you have bought this one when everything else was running? And Path, I think this stock is just junk anyways, but I don't know a lot about it. Maybe it's the greatest thing, but we'll see, I do own PLTR. I got a little nervous down in here, but it's rebounded nicely. And now there's no warning signals or anything, so still got it. I never bought Rambus, I should have. Snow, a big box breakout, finally. I keep an eye on that one. Snow with this pullback, if we do pull back next week, maybe set an alert here for like 180, 177. That would be a good spot. Uber moving. See, Uber's great. I own Uber. Yellow bar buy signal, box breakout, big volume. Another nice volume bar. Why should I have bought those other stocks? I'm making money here. URI, box breakout. Workday, big box breakout. You see, this list just has all the good ones. Some real volatility in here on this one, ZS. Yeah. All right, let's get into list 3. These are bullish stocks, but less perfect in terms of setup. AOI, huge move. I panned it last week, but look at that in my face, huh? It's like getting bitch slapped. But again, the way I run my system, there's no signals here for me. There's no signal down here to be buying, and how the hell would I have known it would have done that? Um, this is just a leap of faith trade. Leap of faith, and it worked out because we hit a giant bull market phase. So, congrats to those who took the risk, but I prefer to trade off signals. Apple, yellow bar signal, but again, where did the big guys go? What, they don't like Apple anymore? And also, week 4, it's on week 4. I'm looking for maybe to come back to here. Week 4 failure, that's what that looks like. Set up for that. Keep an eye on it. Coal, this was such an obvious trade, I didn't take it. I kick myself in the butt every time I look at the chart. There's your trigger. Signal, trigger. If you bought it, you would have bought it at 230 bucks, and you'd be up $63. Not too shabby. What else we got? Amazon, it's okay. Sell H. I am done with this one. In fact, this one shouldn't even be on this list. I last traded it a few weeks ago around its earnings. Ever since then, no thanks. Big red volume. Inside bar here, and actually hit the lower of it. Never hit the trigger the top of it. This stock is just done. This one's dead money. They made a mistake. They went from it being a tight supply, now there's plenty of stock available. Coin, excellent move. Yellow bar signal to launch it. Box breakout, but there was low volume there. But here, I'm making money on Bitcoin, but yeah, I sort of kicked myself. Maybe I should have had that. But in a bull market, you got so many good trades to take. You can just take anything and make money. If you lost money during the last 5 weeks, you've got a problem and you need to review your system. It's not working. It's wrong. You're doing something wrong. The dogger, look at that, moving up. But again, box breakout on low volume, pullback candidate. Maybe set your alerts down here for anywhere between 110 and 115. I'd actually set a ladder of alerts. Do one at 110, one at 111, one at 112. I want to know. Dell, weak breakout right here, no volume. Went up here, and then week 4, what happened? Volatility. At the moment, this is saying, it's kind of like the market's reassessing. Do we want to take Dell higher? And they're like, I don't know, man. I don't know. So I'll just keep watching Dell. The ELF, I bought this, I'm long this. Down here in the 90s, and now it's in 120. And look at this, I traded this a bunch of times. I last sold it up here. I tried it again down here at the bottom of the box. That trade didn't really work. And then I bought it one more time, and we got rewarded with a yellow bar buy signal. Then if you had missed it, it formed an inside weak. There's your trigger. It hit the top of the inside bar. Either way, you had a couple of spots to be buying at. Bottom of the box, anytime here on the yellow bar signal, or at the top of the inside week. That's how you trade it. Signal and then action. Easy money. And especially when you consider that even if this pulls back, I'm long in the 90s. I can just sit in my butt and do nothing. Big breakout here on IoT. However, the market cap is just silly. It's just insane. Because look at this. Got my fast tool here. It's a plugin. They did 4 cents up 300%. Yeah, up 300% is great. But they only did 237 million. Multiply that by 4. That's about $1 billion. So this has a price to sales ratio of 15 times. That's considered absurd, an absolutely absurd level. And, it's attracting lots of money right here. I wouldn't want to own this at all, because if a bear market occurs, This one is probably going to come right back down to the 10s. But congrats to those who bought. I mean, you had a signal. It's a bull market. You can buy that. But the market cap is just absurd. It's so overvalued it hurts. If you want to learn more about price to sales ratios and when they are absurd, Google Scott McNealy, former CEO of Sun Microsystems from the 2000. He had the perfect quote why it's bad. Well, more bullishness here. This is list 3. This is bull signals. Yeah, MNDY. I'm long this one. There's a bearish signal right here, but I really like this one, so I'm gonna hold it, even though this probably pulls back. But the inverse hammer shooter bar right there is saying, yeah, maybe it's gone up as far as they're gonna take it, but I like it. I'm in a strong position, so I'm just gonna sit and do nothing. I think you're getting the gist of this, that there's lots of bullish charts here, but there's some bearishness coming in. Look at Netflix, bad week. I own Netflix. But yeah, I would have wished it had gone up again this week, but yeah, more super strong bullish stuff. Shop with a box breakout, but again, volume's low. I wouldn't be buying this right here. Nope. VRT looks nice, but blue bar signal. Remember, the tendency is for a pullback. So you gotta be aware of that stuff. Most people don't know. EMPH, yeah, there was a signal. It didn't trigger the following week, but then the last 3 weeks it's gone up. So if you really like that one, and I don't know why you would have been thinking about it there. All right, everybody's favorite stock. Who thinks Tesla's the greatest stock in the world? Raise your hand. Well, this is a bearish signal. You got a shooter bar right here. It hasn't really done much the last 5 weeks. Yeah, I'd be bailing if I had Tesla as a trade, which I do not. I'd be out of it. All right, let's wrap these final ones to keep this at 30 minutes. This here's list 5. These are bearish stocks, but they probably have gotten some bull weeks in here. But I stashed them in here because there's no reason to even looking at them or own them. Like this one, there's nothing going on here. Now, granted, that's a hammer bar signal. Normally, the next week, if it goes up, you'd be buying it. But if we do pull back, that signal probably won't even trigger. So I'm not really all that excited about it. Ugh. Well, Crocs. Crocs actually should be on a different list because it's finally rebounded. You got a signal here, inside week, a signal here, and now it's finally moving back up. If we look at the monthly chart on Crocs, yellow bar buy signal. So yeah, if you really like Crocs, now's your time to get back into it. Your time to have gotten out was back here, and I actually did get out there. But now I'm not really all that interested in buying back into it. But, well, let's see. What's Crocs doing? You know, maybe we should be looking at Crocs. Let's see. Anything to tell us? Oh, whoa, don't blow me away like that. Up 5%. Wow. And the annual forecast up 4%, up 7%. Don't blow me away. Let me buckle my seatbelt first. Up 6%. Yeah, you know, best of luck. Leave it down there. Oil, nothing there. Nope. Well, rebound here. This one, GLBE, huge volatility bar, a lot of selling, but then, yeah, it's a bull market. It went back up into the box, but again, if we're on the verge of a pullback, maybe it comes back down. Maybe it falls back down here. Not really a good trade, but it needs to settle down. Sideways, no. No. Oh, that's negative. Nope. Look how ugly that is. Imagine these last 5 weeks if you own this stock. Ugh. What a nightmare. Nope. Well, you had a bear signal in Roblox right here, but It's a bull market, so the current keeps rising, but there's nothing exciting going on that I see. Well, rig might have, this here's a signal bar, a hammer. If rig moves up above it, yeah, maybe it's worth buying some. Maybe. I'm going to put that in the bullish signals list. Rivian, hot than not. Well, there's a potential signal right here on STAA. I've always liked this company, but I always felt it was too overvalued as well. Maybe this one does like eye surgeries. Maybe that's the buying signal right there. Hate to say it, but I think I need to mark it and move it. Look here, inside week failure, but the inside week failure resulted in a hammer bar, which is bullish. Again, you gotta read. The market's trying to tell you something, tell you stuff, and you just gotta read it and interpret it. Most people don't read charts the way I do, but my track record sort of speaks for itself. So if you disagree, fine. That's fine. Do it your own way, but you might eventually come back to this way. Upstart, everybody's favorite punching bag. Inside week again, and then a bullish resolution. Isn't that amazing? However, there's no box structure or anything. So, and if it pulls back, okay. But this is changing character. Not interested in buying it now, but I'm interested in keeping an eye on this one. And now let's do the last list and wrap up. APP, pink, sideways, pink again, box failure, yeah. Hard to say. Moving up. Oh, sideways. On the bros, I always was bullish on this, but now pink bar signal, yeah, it's just not ready. BTU, look at that. Imagine if you're bullish on coal and you bought BTU instead of AMR. You'd want to scream, Look at the difference. Just look at the difference in charts. Makes investing for. What's crazy is people will do tons of research and tons of work and then pick the wrong stock. And then they defend their research. They defend it to the death. And then they won't change. Whereas me, I'm flexible. I'm looking at my chart. I'm waiting for my chart. I'm asking the chart, tell me what to do. This chart here says blue excessive optimism, inside, wacko resolution, it can't figure out what to do. Another inside that's much tighter, and it resolved to the upside, but it also pushed to the downside. So this one's not ready. It's not hard. It's too hard. Box breakout here on this one, but if we pull back, it'll take it away, so forget it. Meta, 1, 2, 3. And week 4, it's starting to fail. Doubt me, but, I'm usually right about these things. Box breakout, going up. And, a little signal bar there. Some selling. All setting up for a pullback week. Steel, look at that. Interesting. NVIDIA, whatever. Again, where did the big investors go? There hasn't been a single green bar for months now. All the action happened from here to right here, and then it died. Everybody's in. Yeah, went up here, but on low volume. And what did it do? Week 4, pulled back, box breakout failure. Now, it's not bearish because it's still above the weekly moving average, But that's how you determine, should I be buying this one or should I be buying something else? It's just pure comedy. You know, once you learn how to read charts, you can see the times when you should be in and when you should be out. Here, all this period in here is just a nothing burger. I'd watch out for a down leg on that. But maybe you want to mark some alerts down here for 240, 230, etc., etc. This might be a good zone down in here if you really like this one. And our last chart, nothing going on there. Okay, so thank you for watching, and that's this week's weekend review, and we'll see if we get a pullback like I'm thinking, or if maybe something else happens. You know, who knows? One day at a time. All right, have a great rest of the weekend. Bye-bye.